Alright, Kylie and I are driving up here to this farm up here on the right here, and what they have sitting there is an old 856 International tractor. Been looking at this tractor for a while now and talking to the gentleman about it, and we came upon a deal and we just bought it. So Kylie and I, tractor has some issues. Don't know for sure what all the issues are on it. I know it won't move. It will move if we hook onto it. We're going to hook onto it and pull it here and pull it around, make sure the brakes work on it, and then we're going to take it home. But like I say, tractor has some issues. Don't know if it's torque, don't know if it's a clutch, don't know for sure what it is. But we're going to pull up here, get out, take a gander at it, hook a chain on it, and see what we can do with it. Get out here and let you check it out. Alright, as you can see, I believe it's a 1970 International 856 tractor here. This tractor's been on this dairy farm here since 1977, and it was bought used at the local John Deere dealer down here in Urbana. And this gentleman's had it all this time, and now we're going to hook a chain onto it and see if we can get it to move with the brakes. See how the brakes work. We're going to see if we can move it.
I'll let the assistants just let it know.
Hook this on, will you? And you might have to take it off to do it. The throttle sticks up above the steering wheel. Take it and push it to the right just a little bit. There. Then you turn the key. Make sure you're in neutral over there on the right. Turn that. Push your foot in on the clutch. And push this button over here on the left. Are you in neutral? Go ahead and let out on the clutch. I'll lift up on that thing right there that he was. Pull up. Okay, now it's not in park. Give it just a little bit more fuel. Alright. Steering wheel turn. Okay, turn it to the right. We're going to go around that way and pull right over there in front of the milk house. Then we're going to stop. And when we get around and start pulling it up there, I want you to push on the brake and see if they work. Yeah. I think it'll work just fine. Alright, the brakes were working on the tractor, and I don't know if you can see back there, but Kylie's back there on the tractor. We are dragging it home. Breakneck speed of 15 mile an hour. She was yelling at me a minute ago because we were going too fast. But the brakes were working fine. Tractor's actually runs amazingly. Guess this thing's been overhauled 1,500 hours ago or something like that. But like I say, the tractor's been sitting for 15, 16 months or something like that. And got to say, I've driven by that farm a lot of times and I've seen this tractor, and I'm really glad to own it. So we're going to get it home here, and we're not going to pull it in the shop just yet because we got to do some things to it before we can get it in the shop. But maybe by this evening we'll have it in there, and once I get it home, and we'll do a once over of it, see what it looks like. All right, we got the tractor home. Didn't video a lot on Kylie getting it, steering it, bringing it home. What we had to do, since we think the clutch is out of this tractor, we ran the tractor and then I pulled it home with my pickup truck. I think we pulled it 6 miles down the road or something like that. And with the tractor running, the brakes worked and the steering worked on it and such like that. But got it home here, and we got it in my little shop here, and I'm just going to give you a little walk around and see what it looks like here. All right, as you can see underneath the tractor, we've got 2 buckets, 2 trash cans. Back there underneath the back, I got a can, and also over here on this side, I got a rag laying down under there. This is the places that this tractor's leaking right now. Most of the stuff here in the front, I do believe, is a diesel fuel leak that's coming from the injector pump here. And if you look, I don't know how the camera will pick it up, but right in here, it's leaking out. And this is all dripping down. And I don't know for sure how long this has been leaking. He told me that it had been leaking for a while. But leaking fuel, there's something leaked underneath the seat, and he did work on that and fix some things. Like I say, we don't know for sure where all this thing's leaking, but we're getting ready to take it apart and take some pieces off of it. So when Jeff Kaiser comes from Kaiser's Power Washing, he's going to come and he's going to degrease this whole thing for me. We're going to spend several hours on it, cleaning it up, so we can fix leaks and such like that on it. But this is I do believe it's a 1970. I've not looked at the serial number to see what it is yet to get an exact year of it, but I'm pretty sure it's a 1970. International 856. And it's got 18.438s on the back. And I think, are these 16s here? Yeah, 11/16s on the front. And to get it in here, we have to take the muffler off. And Kylie, she worked on this muffler quite a while yesterday. The thing was wedged down on there. As you can see on the bottom of the muffler, we were pretty hard on it getting it off. It's dented up pretty bad, just trying to beat on it to get it up off the pipe there. This thing's been sitting for a couple years. And who knows when the last time it was off. Probably the last time it was off was when the engine was overhauled. He thinks there's around 1,500 hours on the engine overhaul, and there's 9,100 hours on the whole machine. So I always liked the old 8s, always liked the 06s and the 56s. I've never owned one, but now I do. I got an 8. Come around here to the back. Kind of impressive really back here on some of the grease buildup on it and such like that. But we are missing the center link. He said it broke, and he had a different link there, and I have a link just like that here at the house, so he kept it in case he needs it on one of his other tractors. But the seat, it's a reclining seat, as you can see. It's a reclining seat because the seat's completely rotted out. So we got work on that. We have a seat right there in that box. There's a new seat for this tractor that Tim gave me. But like I say, we're getting ready to take this tractor. I'm going to take the hood off of it. The side panels here that say 856 on them, we're going to take them off. Clear up over the column. We're going to take all that off. I'm going to take the seat off, and just a few other things. That way when Kaiser comes to pressure wash it, he can get to majority of the places. We're going to climb up here on the tractor. This is another thing. These steps are very unhandy for me, and I figured out how we're going to fix that for me to get on and off this tractor, and we'll show that in a video also. But what this video is going to be about, this is going to be just a video of me working on this tractor and doing different things. We don't know for sure what all this tractor is going to need. I know for sure that it's going to have to be split though, because we're pretty sure that it's the clutch that's out of this tractor. Everything else seems to be working fine on it, so pretty sure all the hydraulic pumps are working, but the clutch, we're thinking. I was down to the red shed yesterday talking to the international guys, and they told me some things to check for, and I've checked a couple of those things, and I've kind of determined that it's the clutch. So we are going to have to split this tractor, and I've never split a tractor that's this big. I think the last one I split was a 2640 John Deere. But when we split this tractor, get you back to my pocket here, we'll have brackets right here that come down here somewhere, and they'll come down onto the ground, but they fasten here. Then we got brackets that fasten here, and they come down on the ground, and they'll have wheels on them. And then we'll unbolt the engine from everything right in here, and then we'll slide this forward so we can access the clutch and we can work on the clutch. But let me get my little ladder here. I'll climb up on mission control here, if I can do it without falling down. As you can see, the seat's a reclining seat, but I don't want to fall off the back of it. 9,178.4 hours on the working tack. And I'm really thinking that most of all the gauges work on it. I'm not real for sure, because I haven't spent a lot of time sitting up here with the tractor running. But the thing that I'm impressed with is everything's here, and the sheet metal is very straight on it. The fender here on my left, it is bent up a little bit. Now he has the wheels stretched out wide because he made a lot of hay with this tractor. And I think what happened is he got some mud or something on the wheel, and when it came around, it kind of bent the fender a little bit. So we're going to straighten that, but we got a bunch of stuff to take off. So, all right, you guys do know that I am a John Deere man. These old 8s, the old 06s and the old 56s, always kind of did like these tractors. I've never owned one. Now, I don't know it mechanically and all that. I know the engine was overhauled around 1,500 hours ago, but that's about the only thing really we know about it. So, but I figured this would make a good winter project. Show you guys how I do some mechanicing and stuff like that. Yeah. Chair's turning.
sure what we're doing.
Did 9/16. I'm surprised it's like it. Not yet. Then once it gets off, looks like the front. And very good. Yes. Gotta be careful, you don't scratch it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It was quite an oil refinery for a long time, I do believe. I'm gonna put it back on. Alright, I've got, I think all the bolts out. Kylie took the 4 out on the front piece of the head on top. And I think we can take the head off now. We'll see if I can get down without busting it. International really needed to work on their steps back in the day. Okay. Mighty 856. Kylie and I came in here the other day before yesterday, I guess it was, videoed some of this stuff, taking some of this stuff off. But what we're doing is we're just getting this thing ready for the pressure washer. Jeff Kaiser from Kaiser's Power Washing's coming Sunday, I do believe. He's fitting me in so we can get this finished, and we want a video getting it cleaned up. But as you can see, it's covered with oil all over the place. Several different oil leaks on it. As you can see, we got our buckets and such down here catching the drips that are falling off the tractor. But do believe up underneath the seat there was a leak. And he said he worked on something up underneath the seat. I don't remember for sure what, but it looks like there was an oil leak. We've run this tractor approximately 5 hours, I think, since I got it. And I shouldn't say since I got it. That counts the hour or so that it ran at his place when I went to look at it. But a lot of grease and such on this tractor. And we just want to get it cleaned off so we can find oil leaks and fix them. But I'm real happy with this tractor so far. When you go and you buy an old tractor like this, you just never quite know what you're going to get and what you're going to be getting into. When you buy an old tractor, you just don't know for sure. Just like here, fuel pump's leaking. And I'm thinking that's where the majority of the grease here on this side of the engine is coming from. And of course the fan's blowing it all around, but just sitting here right now, it's leaking. So we're going to have to do an injection pump. And like I say, we're pretty sure the clutch is out of it. Talked to the guys in at International and at Farmers Equipment Company in Urbana, Ohio. One of the mechanics in there has told me a few things to look for on this thing. This engine runs strong. Supposedly about 1,500 hours ago, it was overhauled by the local mechanic up the road. And this thing starts bang, just like that, it's running. The Internationals always had a good starting engine back in these days. They always started, they ran well. The problem with the Internationals that I always heard of, being a John Deere, was from the engine back. So, like I say, we don't know for sure what the story is. Everything seems to be working from the engine back except for the clutch. So we're thinking it's the clutch, and we are going to split this tractor. Kylie and I are going to be doing it. We're going to be splitting it. I am looking for a splitter that somebody has that maybe I could borrow or use or buy or something like that. But we are going to be splitting this tractor. It's going to be part of this series that we're going to be doing on the Mighty 856. Got to get the batteries off of it yet, the battery boxes. And then this thing's going outside because, like I say, it's Black Friday today. And it's going outside so we can get a couple other things in here. Got all the sheet metal parts over here. Everything seems to be in great shape on the sheet metal. A lot of grease and oil and dirt, but like I say, this tractor is a 1970, and Timothy bought this tractor in 1977, so it's been on his dairy farm since then. And well, we got the hood here, a bunch of different sheet metal parts and stuff like that. We've got the seat right here on the floor. Got some parts on it soaking right now so I can get a couple of the bolts out that we're having trouble with. But then we got a new seat over here. Now, this seat did come with this tractor. He went to the barn and he got this seat out. Now, one thing about this seat here, this seat is for an 806. The seat for the 856 is a 2-piece seat. That seat's hateful expensive. So what I've done is I bought a couple brackets, and I can make this 806 seat work on the mighty 856 here. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to cost me $50 instead of $550. We have the grill off, a lot of grease and such in there. The bottom of the radiator is wet. Pretty sure that's from diesel fuel because I don't see any coolant leaks at all on this thing. So one thing that we're doing, getting her cleaned up. That way we can touch it. Feet are filthy just from putting a couple bolts in and taking a couple bolts out. We do need to get the floor off of it yet. But other than that, she's pretty well ready to go out and get pressure washed. Looking for a set of 18-438s if don't have to be new, but need a set of tires. This in here is less than desirable. The one over there I could live with, but they're Firestone Field and Roads, so guess I'm looking for at least one. Tell you what, guys, I'd like to have a matching set. So we're going to get this tractor fixed up and get it in working condition, and don't know for sure what's going to happen after that. But we're going to get this tractor out and get her cleaned up, get it back in here and get it split. So one thing that I am happy with, the linkage on the shift linkage is one thing that gets loose from wear and gets sloppy. This seems to be tight. It's not perfect tight, but it's actually in really good shape. But another thing we're going to have to address then is the pedals, everything's loose on it, which was another thing on the 80s and 856s that was, they would get worn out a little bit. But all in all, I'm thrilled with the tractor. Everything's coming apart on it really nice, and it's all here. Lots of times when an older tractor like this sits around the farm, pieces come up missing on it. You take pieces off to work on things, and then not all the pieces get put back together. So pretty well happy with how everything's here. There's one piece missing on the back of the seat. I think it's a shield that goes over there's a shield that goes over the power takeoff linkage right here, and that one's missing. And then the pin that holds the sway bar, the pin that holds it to the bottom down here is missing. It goes in like that. But simple things. What we need to worry about right now, though, is getting the thing split and figuring out why the thing won't move. But that'll all come after the pressure washer. When Kylie gets here, we'll get the battery boxes off of it, or the batteries off of it, and then the battery trays, we'll get them off. Keep calling them battery boxes, but they're actually trays that these sit in. And then we're ready to go. This thing will be out of here, and then, like I say, Kaiser's coming Sunday to degrease this thing. So